Let's go! Welcome to the show. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me, cause it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Let's get the topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Tig for Project Open Mic. Once again, welcome to the show. This is a Thursday. You know what time it is. Time to put on your thinking caps and get that critical thinking going. First of all, let me just get straight to the topic, but let me put my beautiful mother on the screen. There you go. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Hope you guys also being careful out there. I know in the southern and the eastern part of the United States there have been tornadoes, and some tornadoes have done some storms, have done some damages, and of course, you know, it's gone up into the northern area as well too. So be careful out there. Take care of yourself in most cases. But I want to thank everybody out there as usual giving me your time, your eyes, your mind, and your ears to listen to what you have to talk about tonight. Last week's show was pretty good. I want to thank everybody out there. I have to say I've gotten the most emails. Again, you can catch us at projectormike@gmail.com, and emails and comments about what happened, talk about last week. So I'm kind of continuing this a little bit into tonight's show. So that's the case of that. So before that, let's do a mic check just before I get the usual quantities out of there. Let me double check. Mic check. Okay, we're good. So with that said, I want to again, in certain podcasts, as you'll see this, I have in the description I could do this. Go down to the description box, and they have some links to certain things. I ain't got all the link tree there yet. It's gonna get there, don't get me wrong, we will. But if you want to be on Facebook, you can catch the podcast through there. If you want to go on Spotify, if you want to catch the audio later on, remember the audios of this thing, which I will gladly show you. So for those who wants to see certain things, let me put it on the screen here. Again, this is basically house cleaning. So right there, if you are a Stitcher fan and you like to follow Stitcher, please follow us on Project Open Mic. As you can see shared right here, Project Open Mic on Stitcher. You can leave the podcast. You can see that's the last one right there that got put up. You could go to that podcast there, Stitcher, or if you want to go on Spotify, Project Open Mic is on Spotify. So you can listen to us there anytime you want. Share it, have views with it. That's all I care about. But if you want to go Spotify, the link is in the description. Also, if you want to be Anchor has the same thing as well too. So Anchor is another one, and of course Google Podcasts. And we're still trying to work a little bit with Apple Podcasts, but we'll get there. And again, if you want to catch us out on that, do that. So shout outs to everybody who's coming in on this podcast right now. Give me a second here. Let me put back. I'm a one-man show. That's how it is. So shout outs to the people out there. Again, those podcasts, if you want to do audio podcasts, it is in the description box on the Facebook one, on the Twitch one, on the YouTube as well, and Tempo FM. So shout outs to those places, including you now, including Nico, which I said it wrong, Nico and Duo. That's the channel, that podcast for Japan. Shout outs to my people in Japan who's listening this early in the morning, in the daytime for you guys. Thank you. Also with we have again. We have you now live now on live TV, just to give you more places where you catch out our podcast, of course. And at this point right now, we have, give me a second here, playing up some stuff because I don't want to take none of the bandwidth off of it. All right, we have about 23,000 people, 329 people in the building. This is a combination of all podcasts. Again, I always say if you go to Facebook, doesn't mean nothing. I don't know, I'm lying to me per se. But if you go to YouTube, help us see the watch time, help with algorithms. Please go to Facebook, projectopenmic.com, and click on subscribe. Hit the notification bell so we get stuff. You help us out in the algorithms. Again, Tempo, you could basically follow us and subscribe us there. I have a lot of people there already because that was the former. You go to Tempo FM Radio T3, because that's where the original T3 Records Radio T3 show was at. Nico, again, you could go to that and subscribe there. And of course, like I said, Twitch TV Project Open Mic. All right, now that we got the formalities out of the way, super stuff, we're going to continue on with that lesson I was talking about. And then again, I have so many, I might got to just do a show just answering questions. It was just crazy how much questions I got last week. Sorry there. Take a little sip of water for the audio people because my throat, I've been talking all day with my regular job, so gotta keep the throat loosened and keep on going. All right. So with that said, I want to talk about more about this stuff, but tonight's show is basically called "Men Protect Yourself" because you're the only one. You're by yourself in this world. You really are. I have okay, and to explain this out, I'll say this. I speak in general terms in most cases. Not all. That's why I have the statement of evil comes in all shapes, size, color, creed, height, sex, gender, nationality, creed. I mean, there's evil. Not all black people are bad. Not all white people are good. Not all Asian people are great. Not all Mexican people are evil. Every race, every ethnicity, every person out there that's a part of a group, they have negative attributes as well as positive attributes. There are crappy men out there. And I have said it multiple times. I say it, I'll keep on saying it for the rest of my podcast, as long as I could keep on doing this thing. I do not stand up for crappy men. I don't. I don't stand up for them. If you do something horrible, distasteful, disdain, and ugly, I'm not gonna stand up for you no matter what it is. I don't care. The bro code, I don't give a damn about that. Evil's evil in my eye. I don't care what you are. As long as you ain't do nothing out of your character, not self-defense, no. And my point is, because when I talk about women, there are lovely women out there. I love my mom, love my sister, love my girlfriend, love my other sister. Like, I love women who are respectable women. But there are women out there who are low down dirty demons, just like men are low down dirty demons. Just like if you are a homosexual, there could be some evil homosexuals. There could be evil transgenders. There could be some great transgenders. We are individually based on a lot of things. So I don't like what people think that. And that's tonight's show I wanted to do about critical thinking, but because of the topics I pulled up and how many responses I had from last week's show, I'm gonna continue that way. So hopefully next week nothing crazy happens. I'll go into critical thinking in critical thinking, because we need that. If you're a parent, you need to teach your kids critical thinking. All right, because the schools ain't doing it, and they're doing it for a reason, because they don't want to make sure your kids are stupid. And test, decade after decade, kids are getting dumber and dumber and dumber. Going forward, because they're playing to basically indoctrinate your kids. They ain't teaching the kids to critically think. They're gonna be like, well, that's not right. Hmm, that's not right. I should not be thinking this. So we're gonna be talking about a little bit of that tonight. But I'm gonna continue what I said. Now I did get a lot. I said not a lot, but I did get a good amount of um here's the funny part. I got a lot of women that was respectful and they were saying good things about what I said last week in the comments in the emails I got and the comments about the show last week. There also was a lot of there was also a little bit, that's what I said, a little bit, a little bit lie. A little bit of women who's like, oh, that's why, I use the phrase rightly. Black women got to feel so bad because black men don't protect them. You're a black man, don't you like your mom and all that, blah, 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 blah. That don't mean nothing to me because it's stupid. I'm not gonna protect a woman who does horrible things, just like I won't protect a man who do horrible things. Why don't you see it? I am not a part of the bro code. I am not a part of the red pill community. I am not a part of the manosphere. I just think there are a lot of stuff that young men have not been taught. And because in the black community, 74% of men are kids are being born without their fathers in their life because of the wedlock thing and all that stuff. I got a problem with that, so I'm gonna try to be Uncle Tig or Papa Tig if you want to call me, but mostly Uncle Tig to let them know about some things so they don't mess up their lives. I want a mother to be in their son's life, just as in a son's life plus daughter's life, as much as I want the fathers to be there, because fathers are important just as much as mothers are important. You need to know soft, emotional intelligence, all this soft emotional intelligence, nurturing, kindness, shariness, all the stuff on the side for the female to understand it. And you also need to understand that the brutal straight of getting a tough skin to take on the worlds of the day, get your hands grimy, dirty, do stuff like that. There are a lot of, like I said, for the first time, there are more male virgins than female virgins. So that's the weird part. So they always say about men are sexual deviants, blah blah blah. But if they're including the black community, but if there are more men that are not virgins and the women are less, that means the women are messing with more guys than the guys who are messing with the women. So that's that's critical thinking in that regard. Okay, that's one. Two, the laws are horrible, which I'm going to show tonight. I'm going to show you the laws are horrible for men. So when women always say, we got to eat, they got to tough for it and all this stuff like that. Let me help you out this. I am not a woman. I don't live a life for a woman. I'm objectively looking into it. There's some things that you guys get balled on that's very bad. And I would always protect people who are respectable people who needs to be protected. Nothing against that at all. But when it comes to the laws, you guys got way more beneficial laws than guys. And you guys can cause a lot more damage than guys. Mentally, verbally, and psychologically. Physically, the men got physically too as well in some cases, but majority men got that because we could hit harder, do stuff. That's a bad part about men. But no, that's why I have a phrase that men are assholes. Sorry for the curse for the people there, but women are vindictive because they got to get you back. Not all women are that, and not all men are that. I'm generalizing. So tonight we're gonna continue with our talk of a lot of stuff. So hope you guys can join in and in conversating more. And tomorrow maybe you could comment on tomorrow where we have the side chat where I read off comments. Again, it's getting a lot more comments coming in right now. So basically I just read off what I can read off. I apologize I can't get to everybody's comments, but I try my best. With that said, let us go into a little thing here that I want to show. So let me see if I can find this because I want to show. It's not that. It's not that. Not that. Okay, I don't got it. But you maybe I do. Maybe I do have that. Let me take a look and see. Let me take a look and see. Mm. Cause it's thirsty people. That's the problem. I'm trying to find a video right here to see if we could help out in what I need to talk about tonight as well. To continuing on with the whole women or this kind of stuff, and maybe the whole protecting men, women, all that stuff. Let me see if I have that. If I don't, then I apologize. No, I don't think I have. Okay, yeah, I don't have it, so I apologize on that. Apologize on that. So let's just go with this right here and play it off from the Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay, he had another video that served up where Jada was trying to promote her, Red Table Talk, and she put on a camera, and Will's like, "What? Why don't you just? Why are you putting me on? Well, I'm in my own house just chilling, and she's trying to promote the stuff, and she don't respect his wishes." So I'm saying that's a problem when they don't. Jada does not respect Will's wishes. So right now they said Will has checked it into therapy, into rehab. I hope he checks into therapy and get his issues out. And I hope Jada understand what she's done and just stop doing what she's doing. Right? To turn a man's kids against him is kind of messed up. But it's just that's another thing too. That's so weird that you would do that. But let's go into this situation here. Shout outs again to Pink Book Sessions on YouTube. Pink Book Lessons, I should say. Let me make sure I pronounce it right. So let's listen to this right here. First thing you're hearing talking is Earthquake.
Happens when a man is in love with a woman that doesn't love him, and he's doing everything to try to win her love. And I've been there before. You have to make a decision, either accept it for the love she's getting and just accept that, or just leave it alone. But you will never ever win her over, because you can't make her heart feel what it don't, and she don't. And her actions that night showed it. And my problem with our women, because I never date nothing but black women, but my only thing is, y'all gotta stop harboring these fugitives. If they wrong, they wrong. You understand? Because we talking about her, we don't mean we banishing all black women. So let that fugitive out here deal with the consequences of this, because you harboring that fugitive inside. And let's bring her on out here to be properly dealt with.
Man, I'm not finna go to the award show with no bitch I ain't got no control of. That bitch was smiling when he was up there crying, apologizing.
Yep.
Yeah.
When he was up there crying, apologizing, that bitch. You see what Jada does. If you really research this woman, you see, oh, this is so wicked.
Yeah.
Who gave him weirdo kids? Nobody want to say this.
The woman run the household. You know what I mean?
You think this is a result of the woman run the household?
Hey.
It's the result of an evil run the household. Come on. Will, get that toxic bitch to life. I'm sure you gonna calm down. That's what it is. Somebody who you for real need to tell you, I know you don't wanna be broke. You don't wanna go to divorce court or whatever, but your life is being stressed out.
Yeah.
Over this, yo.
Yeah.
This that you going. You are not as strong a man as you would be if you wasn't sitting by Toxic Iron Man.
Oh wow.
Hi, content creators.
Really,
Go to
really,
artlist.io and get the best music and sound effects for your videos with a license that.
Ready, Corey? So I also want to point out this. I don't know if it was in here, but also Jada came out and said Will Smith should have never went on stage and hit Chris Rock. Okay, that's, well, you know what? That's good to hear. That's great to hear. But then she followed with, "Cause I'm a strong person and I don't need to, I'm a strong woman. I don't need to be protected." As soon as it goes up, it goes down. So he, in other words, he made a fool of himself for no reason, even though you gave him the side eye. Wow, wow, it's crazy.
Come on, somebody tell him that who know him. We all know what it is, and she show it. That did some bullshit to that nigga in public. Bullshit. I'm talking about everybody who know what's up. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, man, that's his life, though. Woo, woo, woo. Look at his life. Look at what he did. Look at what he gonna be known for. All that he accomplished, what is he gonna be known for?
Yeah, that's slap.
Will Smith, he was finally going to be rewarded for all of his work and everything that he's accomplished. No doubt it was his night. But instead, he decided to ruin everything by making the decision that he made to, quote, protect his wife. Protect his wife, who was in no danger at all. And as you can see, she found the moment funny. The moment her husband decided to make a fool out of himself in her honor. Many of you are wondering, why didn't Jada come out to defend her husband? After all, he put everything on the line to, quote, protect her. I'll tell you why, but first, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates, and if you're new, include new subscriber in your comment below, and I'm going to try my best to respond to all of you.
Would you define tonight as uncomfortable?
No,
This is what I didn't play it. So I did not play this video last week. It's gonna be, you're gonna hear it now. This is why I said, hey, married women, majority of y'all, stay away from your single friends, cause they harbor, they want misery just like you. Why? I am not taking no advice from a woman who can't keep a man, including how crazy she is. Tiffany Haddish is one of them.
tonight is a success. It was a great night tonight.
Okay, what did
First
you...
of all, I seen a man stand up for his wife, which we don't see that much anymore. That made me have hope.
Stand up to what? Man, you have hope. Really?
What?
Tiffany Haddish just said that Will slapping Chris Rock, it gave her hope. Hope for what exactly?
Thank you.
Would you feel the same way if he had slapped Regina Hall? You know, Regina Hall made comments before Chris Rock. Would you have that same energy if it had been her instead? Of course not.
Yeah.
The problem here is that women like Tiffany Haddish, women like Jada Pinkett, they hate men. They really do. Jada Pinkett once admitted that. They do not like men. That's why that night and that week, you saw a lot of women praising Will Smith. Most of those women, single women, most of those women with deep hatred towards men. Those are the women that you had running around cheering this on.
Yeah, I want to know how you felt about it. Would you want your husband to do that for you if you was clearly hurt? I mean, they put her face up on the screen. Look,
Well, of course, Tiffany, like they did your face on the screen. You're at the Oscars. If they're movie stars, you're going to put all the faces on the screen.
over at his wife, she was hurt. What would you want?
She's hurt. What? Ain't three days ago, Jada Pinkett Smith said, I don't care what anybody say about my bald head. Literally, that's what Jada Pinkett Smith said.
I would want him to defend me. The thing that made me sad was like this was a big night for Will, and then you saw that emotion for him, and it was like God, it's just I don't think I've still processed how this night went. You know?
Well, I just know she better take care of business when they get home. Because I know I would. If my man did that for me, I'm just saying, hello.
Did you talk to either of them tonight?
Yeah, I did.
Did you tell them how you felt?
Oh, they know how I feel.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, they know how I feel. That's my friends. They know.
Will you go way back with them to some of the...
It's a girls' trip.
Yes.
Yeah. They know my crazy. You know. Yeah.
Well,
You right. You're correct about that. You are crazy. You get home and do this. This is why I said I said, young men, again, listen. The day you put value on the meow meow, the day it's gonna mess up your life. No one will ever tell me do this because I have sex with you. No, I want you to have sex with me because you want to have sex with me. If you don't, I'm not a force because I ain't playing that game. You're not gonna make me jump through hoops just to make sure to get that. If you're gonna play them kind of games, bye, see you. I don't need you around me. I ain't playing that.
Incredible to watch Will up there, T1. How did you feel watching him give that speech?
I felt very proud. I felt gratified.
That was a cringe. What was she listening to? Wow, people are delusional. Yep, you pull your point, you're crazy. That was a cringy speech.
And I just hope that more men are like that.
No, we don't. No, we do not.
NANI?
Do not act. Do not be like that. Do not be like that. Okay? At all. Do not follow that crazy lady there in the yellow in that. Don't. Men, do not be like that. It ain't worth it. It ain't that. And again, you're going to see why I said it ain't worth to do crazy stuff because you get caught up in a lot of stuff that you did not do.
Care about their families. Now, it's not just about you, right? It's not just about you, sir. What about your family, the people you create, the people that help you be who you are?
Ma'am, that's what you should have said to Jada. It's not all about Jada. It was about Will's night. What he's built, his legacy for the family. Jada could care less about their legacy because she can't stand Will anyway. That's why she was laughing when her husband was making a fool of himself. That's why she didn't try to calm her husband down. That's why Tyler Perry and Denzel Washington had to do it. This is a very evil, manipulative woman. She knew what to do to unleash him, and she watched in glee as he went up there and undid all of his greatness. Will has accomplished a lot, but now this is the highlight of his career. On the night that was supposed to be the best night of his career, it's the most memorable night, but for the wrong reasons. As a wife, you should want to protect the legacy. But let's be honest, Jada never wanted to be Will's wife in the first place. That's why she spent the last quarter of a century doing whatever she could to undermine their relationship, introduce craziness in their relationship. Look at their kids. Jada has such an influence over the whole family. They're out of order. And her mother and her grandmother, well, they have a history. And she's been sitting up there at that red table telling it all. Now you have Will Smith, his money, his reputation being impacted, projects getting placed on hold, some in pre-production considering finding a replacement. You got the Oscars deciding whether or not they're going to take it back. And you know, I was wondering, when would Jada come out and defend her husband? Well, word is, Jada wished Will didn't do it. She's saying he overreacted. A lot of people, men and women, both saying that it seems like Jada is trying to throw Will under the bus. The man that just made himself look like a complete fool, she seems to be more concerned with protecting her own image. Word is that Jada said that she is not the type of woman that needed to be protected. Basically, she's saying that she didn't ask Will to do it. He did it on his own. And at the end of the day, this is what toxic women do. They will set you up to do something crazy to impress them or stroke their ego, all in the name of protection, then turn her back on you once you end up suffering the consequences for your actions. Banned from the industry, project scrap, lawsuits, behind bars, or 6 feet under. And the reason why Jada didn't try to smooth things over or defend Will is because she can't stand him. She's enjoying all the attention from this. When dealing with a woman like Jada, the more you try to show her love and affection, the more she will push you away. Will is not the man Jada wanted, but Will had star power, social status, money. If he lost all his social status right now and never regained it, Jada will be filing for divorce and running away with at least 50% in alimony. But
that presents something really credible to think that if that would happen, would that be? And again, I've looked into the more alopecia thing again more and more. I also had a video tonight talking about with scientists and stuff talking about hair and everything and what's good for hair, including black women, 2 black women's hair. But I'll let it go for another day. Alopecia is mostly patches in certain spots and whatever. In majority of cases, not all. But Jada still has hair, as you can see here. She still has hair. That's why Chris went with the whole thing. She's not boss. She still can grow hair. And if she wanted to do that. But she owned it. She said in a video that I own this. I'm not whatever. So I don't care what I don't give a damn what people say. So she owned it. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But you got it's just some crazy stuff, man. That dress right there basically shows, yeah, the Wicked Witch of the West kind of setup, man.
But something tells me that she's more evil than that. She could be possibly pushing him to self-deletion on purpose so she can have 100%. And this woman is pure evil. It's not really about money for her. It's about the power and control and dominating a man. So there it is.
That's why she wanted August, because August was also mentally going through mental illness. And look what he's going to do right now, which is making it much worse. And she has control over that, over him to stay away too. I don't know. But I want to flip from this situation to show you again why it is dangerous. Still sticking with that. What I said, men, you got to protect yourself and be careful. See what happened to this young man right here, a fellow Caribbean man. What happened to his life because of a crazy person?
A Jamaican man over social distancing etiquette, starting a confrontation that ended with her sicking her boyfriend on him, and now the man is gone. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. And if you're new, include new subscriber in your comment below, and I'm going to try my best to respond to all of you. If you're from the BX, let us know below in the comments. This is a very sad story out of the Bronx. A young man about 26 years old. His name is Stephen Stewart. Stephen was born in Jamaica, raised in Jamaica, and relocated to the United States in December 2021. He moved in with his aunt in New York City, got a job working at a restaurant, and he used that job to support his mother back in Jamaica. Every payday, he sent money back to his mother and his two sisters in his home country. Fast forward to March 2022. About 3 months after being in the States, his aunt that he was living with in New York was released from the hospital. He helped her out with her recovery by cooking, cleaning, and running errands for her.
Look what he did for his aunt. And y'all saying black men don't look at this man doing so for his aunt, his aunt, his mother's sister. And I've done the same thing for my family, whatever. We do stuff to people. We will protect and take care of people who are precious to us. We will do that. But you gotta have the same energy to give back.
Outside of working his job, one of the highlights of his day was going to Dunkin' Donuts. He went to the same location every day on East Gun Hill Road near Mattie Harris in the Williamsbridge neighborhood in the Bronx. He had a routine. He ordered the same thing every day. The worker said that Stephen was always polite when he came in the store to make his order.
You hear that?
That's why they were so surprised whenever someone started a confrontation with him when he never seemed to bother anybody. It all happened on Friday, March 18th, 2022. Just like any other day, he went into Dunkin' Donuts. As he approached the register to pay for his iced coffee, a female customer at the counter, she said, "Why are you coming so close to me? Why are you looking at my face? My boyfriend is outside."
No, son of a bitch!
Crazy people are all over the place, no matter what race they are.
According to one of the employees, Stephen didn't do anything to her, but the female customer, she kept fussing at him. According to witnesses, it was as if she was trying to provoke him, but he didn't do anything. The woman paid for her iced coffee via Apple Pay, left the shop, and then shortly after, Stephen walked out the store too. About 2 blocks away, that's when he was approached by a man just after 1:30 p.m. That's when the man shot Stephen once in his stomach. Sources believe the man is the boyfriend of the female from the Dunkin' Donuts. When
been using a professional lawn.
No!
You shot. Let me get this straight. You shot because your girl. Like, that's the kind of craziness a woman could put a man to do crazy stuff. Like I said before, not all women need protection.
Responded, Stephen was on the ground, eyes open but unresponsive. He was transported to the Jacoby Hospital, but unfortunately, they could not save him.
Breaking news, a confrontation at a donut shop ends in a deadly shooting. And police sources say the man they're looking for may have pulled the trigger because of where the victim was standing. Good evening. I'm Christine Johnson. Maurice is off tonight. The NYPD says the argument inside a Bronx Dunkin' Donuts spilled out into the street. And sources tell us a female customer accused the 26-year-old victim of getting too close, and that is when she called her boyfriend for help. CBS 2's Corey James tells us what police say happened next.
Balloons and candles were placed in front of 26-year-old Stephen Stewart's home. His family and friends who did not want their faces shown stood on the stoop and sidewalk mourning the loss, trying to understand why anyone would take their loved one, originally from Jamaica, who moved to the Bronx just 3 months ago.
I'm surprised somebody would just hurt him like that over nothing.
Stewart's aunt says her nephew was at this Dunkin' Donuts near Gun Hill Road and Holland Avenue in the Bronx. She says a witness told the family that a woman standing in line accused Stewart of being too close to her. Police say that woman then called her boyfriend, who then followed Stewart. Officers say they exchanged words before the suspect shot him about 2 blocks away.
It's just sad. It's just sad.
This neighbor says violence in this area happens often.
So I don't really feel safe, especially at night. During the day, yeah, taking the kids to school and bringing them back home, but not at night. And I'm surprised this happened during the day. So like now, I'm confused.
Stewart leaves behind his mother and 2 sisters who are in Jamaica, a family heartbroken over a sudden and senseless loss.
For anyone that having information about these people, that my nephew, please help us because we don't even know them ourselves.
Please, if y'all, I know I got a few people who, a couple hundred people in New York that listen to this. If you know about this, help them out, please.
Loved ones say Stewart's mom was rushed to the hospital after she learned her son had been murdered. We're told he worked here in the city at a restaurant to support his family in Jamaica. In the Williamsbridge section of the Bronx, Corey James, CBS 2 News.
And police say that there is video inside the store that shows the woman and the victim had no physical contact. That video has not been released at this hour.
And that's another thing that's another thing that always ticks me off. And that's what I say, guys, you gotta be careful. If this man had did something, this woman died or whatever, some craziness would happen, they would have released that video with the instance. But whenever it's the opposite side and you figure out things, what happened? They don't release the video. They don't show the face. They don't know the stuff. Remember the video I showed you about the young boy, the college boy who the woman was messing with him and after messing with him and very hard on him, like really grabbing on him or whatever. And he went back to it was consensual sex. He went back to her dorm and she checked him. And the next day he was arrested because they said that he raped her and all kind of stuff. If they had a video, they showed his face all the time. They never showed a girl's face, even though she did a false criminal claim. That's perjury. That's false. Why she's not in jail? Oh, they ain't gonna happen. And let's finish off the story because Pink gonna say exactly what I'm gonna say.
His aunt had to call Stephen's mother in Jamaica with the devastating news. And when his mother found out, she was so upset that she fainted and she had to be hospitalized. Yep. Her son was gone after only being in America for 3 months. She just didn't understand why. Witnesses say Stephen didn't do anything to the female customer. She kept trying to provoke him. He never reacted. Why did it escalate to this? His aunt said to reporters, "What kind of woman is that? What kind of woman would start an argument with her nephew and then get her boyfriend involved to follow him, antagonize him, and then take his life in broad daylight?" This happened at 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon, which was a shock to a lot of the residents in the neighborhood that something like that could happen in the middle of the day. Authorities are looking for this woman right here. The surveillance images released shows a woman in a black hooded sweater, black pants, and white sneakers. Investigators believe she's no older than 20 years old. She's been listed as a person of interest. So
I mean, you ain't gonna find that because of the whole mask mandate, stupid stuff. They're blocking their face. That's why a lot of more. Sorry, but I'm gonna call it. It is a spade. I'm not gonna play them games. A lot of criminals, black, white, Hispanic, are doing more crimes. There's more crimes in New York, up thousands of percent because of this nonsense. Because of this.
Find her, they can find her boyfriend that she was talking about, the person they believe is responsible for taking Stephen's life.
And here's the dumb part, as she's gonna explain. So the boyfriend, if they do find her and they find the boyfriend's gonna go to jail because he shot somebody. this crazy chick ain't going nowhere.
I say this all the time. Simping is dangerous. It's not harmless. You don't protect women like this. Reckless women who start arguments with people and then sick another man on them. Steven is gone now. Her boyfriend will be in prison forever, as he should be. But how much time do you think the system will give this woman for instigating the situation? She started all of this drama, and that's what a lot of them do. They start drama, they instigate stuff, they like to escalate the violence, and then they walk away. And the aftermath is usually the destruction of 2 black men. But after they do this, they walk away unscathed. I wouldn't be surprised if she got a plea deal and got probation, or if she's not charged at all. Women like this, they are never held accountable. They're left out to destroy black men like Steven. Law-abiding, hard-working, trying to work his way up, just getting his daily coffee. And then you have this wild hyena who tried to pick a fight with him. Then she ran to her boyfriend because, you have to protect all the women. So if she said there's a problem, he's expected to jump up and go do something about it. Very heartbreaking story. R.I.P. to Steven. Condolences to his auntie, who's remaining anonymous for safety, his other family in New York, as well as his mother, sisters, and family back in Jamaica.
Yeah, hopefully you guys go help this situation and help that talk. That is just despicable in that regard. That is despicable. So didn't want to be a downer, but again, I'm gonna give you my receipt and show my point about you got to be careful with who you protect. And men, you are, like I said, that man lost his life for no apparent reason, no good reason, no apparent reason at all. For some messed up way, this woman thought, oh yeah, let's talk about this. Let me pick on this man for some weird reason, and he lost his life. Great job. Great job. That's what we need to see. R.I.P. young man. I really hope again anybody who's listening to the podcast help find the killer for this, because it's a sad story and it's needed help. Okay? Okay. Before we go into that, let's play. I'll switch to something nice, and then we'll get back into more craziness. But I can't give you all negative all the time in that regard. Okay? That's a bad story too, but it's a sad story, but at least nobody died. I do want to show you this though. Now I've said it before and I'll say it again. Unlike other people, I did not vote for Joe Biden. I don't want the man to do bad because he's the pilot of the plane. I don't want the plane to crash. But like I said in the side chat last week, the pilot is senile, the co-pilot is intelligible, and the head stewardess, which is Nancy Pelosi, is a nutbag. So it doesn't. I am looking around for parachutes. I'm looking at all the videos to figure out what's the best way to avoid a crash and live long, even though that in most cases that doesn't say nothing, but I don't know. Just saying. But here's another reason why I say this is crazy. This is Joe Biden's event. Barack Obama came here kind of trying the best again to push the whole don't Obamacare thing in, the Affordable Health Care Act, which is a horrible idea altogether now. Before, I was objective on it, and I'm not gonna deny it. My thing was I like some of the stuff that's in there, but my number one thing always has been the same thing. How are we gonna pay for it? Barack Obama at that time says everybody gonna pay into the system, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. If everybody pay in the system, I don't have a problem. I don't care if it's scaled. So if you are poor, whatever, you pay maybe $10 a month, whatever. Pay to the system, I have no problem. That's something better than nothing. Since you already get a lot of government help from my tax dollars, of course, something. But when we start seeing, wait, Congress don't gotta pay this. What? The senators don't gotta pay this. government staffing in Washington D.C. don't have to pay into this system.
What?
And then he said the unions don't have to pay in the system.
NANI?
And last but not least, then they say, oh, illegal immigrants don't have to pay in the system either.
What? What the fuck?
Then I'm like, wait a minute. If all these people are getting out of the system, so you're telling me who work hard, bust my ball, run my brain, go through traffic, get a chance that I could die anything, I and many other people around me gotta pay into the system and barely get any benefits out of it, but other people could opt out of that. That's what I was like, no. And I know that because before Obamacare, my insurance was $98 a month. And then after this happened, it went up to almost $400. Right now it's $200, but I don't even get full coverage because of the stupid thing it is. If I get Blue Cross Blue Shield, the age it is, I don't smoke, I don't have no cancer, no all that stuff. It's still $400. It's a freaking scam. So no, but I just want to show you this right here. So with Joe Biden. Look at Joe Biden's not in charge of nothing. So they're at this thing, right? And look at that. Everybody goes up to Joe Biden. Look at he's looking around. He don't even know what the heck's going on. Everybody going up to Barack Obama. Hillary, Nancy Pelosi, and look, he just wanders off. Like they don't care about Joe Biden. Even Harris is not even following Joe Biden. It looks sad. It looks horribly sad. It looks horrible. But again, you people voted for stuff, so hey, who am I to say anything, right? Okay. I'm gonna have to skip you some stuff here before we get into two things, and then the topic tonight again, where the other part of the topic, which is I said, parents, be present in your kid's life. All right. So this one is from the playback people, playback on YouTube. You can subscribe to them. I'm not gonna play their stuff. They got a lot more cursing. I'm gonna just skip to the lady, but you can go and check this video out because it's crazy. Critical thinking needs to happen in these schools. If they're not doing it, I'm telling you, parents, please teach your kids critical thinking. Find things that shows how to critical think, because man, I want to let you play this. Remember I was saying, when I was younger and I saw like a lot of men who didn't want to take care of kids and do all kind of stuff like that, I'm thinking, oh, you're a loser, whatever. And are there men who don't take care of their own responsibility of having kids, whatever, if they know that there was a child and all that stuff? Yes, there are. And I would say that deadbeat dudes, and they also deadbeat moms. A lot of them are out there, but nobody wants to talk about them. But I was like, okay, they'll be there. But the older I get and the more wise I get, I'm like, sometimes it's not that. Sometimes it's the women who block the fathers from doing what they're supposed to do. So let's play this video here. Like I said, I'm gonna cut because I don't want the guys in whatever. You go to playback, watch this video. I'll put it back on the screen. It is the name of the video for people who want to see is and go to playback and you hear this video. It is called I'm a die before asking my baby daddy for help. Okay. So let's go down this rabbit hole. Okay. Here we go. Oops, give me a second here. Close it off and let's go.
In the same way, as a single mom, I got this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you got this. As a single mom, you got this. Okay.
I got it. I ain't calling her dad. You can. I'll die starving on the road before I call her dad.
NANI?
You'll die starving on before you call her dad. Now, I watched this a little bit. That's why I know what to skip. And the first when I watched this, I'll spoil it for you. You can hear him say something. Spoil it to you. I thought she was saying that the dad was not in the light, like the dad was a deadbeat dad. He's not in the role of the child. No, I think the child should be around the dad more because of the craziness she says.
I'm like,
Yo, he's like, you probably shouldn't be doing that, nigga. What? What did you just say?
you know what?
Facts,
I'm
straight up.
all the
That's
way
the dumbest
up
shit
here.
ever.
Say it again.
It is the dumbest thing ever to say that. Again, I'm skipping. You want to hear this stuff? Go. I don't. So you could think it's just stupid. It's literally stupid.
Best shit ever.
Hey Jay, let her rock out for a little bit. We could digest that. We could digest that later.
No, we don't need to.
And again, everybody has their clique, their yes men, as I should say. Again, a lot of women that give some really horrible advices to other women, as I just explained with Tiffany Haddish to Jada Pinkett Smith. Again, a woman who can't keep a man, talking about what is good to keep a man.
Nani?
Same thing with Kendra. I agree with a lot of stuff with Kendra, who was on the video that we did last week. Same thing. You are a date specialist. You have a show called, Dating with Kendra and all kind of stuff. And I see that. And you ain't got a man. Weird. But you're going to hear this lady right here. This is a bad friend. This is somebody you should really know when toxic is toxic.
Take
when
this
you've
one.
been holding that shit down from the start to the beginning, and you've been setting and implementing every seed that child has in them without the help of the other, I don't need
See the way she talking? I thought the guy was a deadbeat dad.
to call you for nothing.
So,
And it's not because of that. That's a stupid reason. If you're on your last dime and that's his kid, and you don't want, and he want to do the best for the kid, my thing will be like, okay, I'm gonna do the best for the kid. Not for me. I'll call someone. Hey, look, we're getting rough times. Let's do that. All right. That's the part that needs to be talked about. But we know that's not the case that some of these people say. So again, let's look what the guy says.
I say respectfully, and that actually gives me the alley-oop for my question.
Okay,
Sure.
one.
I don't know the relationship between you and her dad. So when you say I would die on the side of the road,
A group of y'all and how these dads operate. 'Cause
I swear.
I will send you to Jesus.
Okay, you a crazy broad. Seriously.
it's not just us.
It's not these. Look, if you can't keep fucking picking.
That's
Yeah,
why.
but
That's
Jesus.
why I'm gonna, like I
Okay.
said, that's why I cuss because of the
So,
cuss. I'm trying to
correct that shit. What are you?
I'm gonna skip. Like I said.
It's your health or your lives on the line.
No,
It's not personal.
It's just
when you say,
unfortunately, it's generational.
nah, you say it's not personal, but I'm
talk
sure
about
the nigga
Generational. Yeah. And you are perpetuating the generational problem.
that's watching this, that's the dad is taking it very personal. Again, and it might be his problem. However, all I'm saying is when I heard dad, I'm assuming that he's in her life because you said dad.
Yeah.
Now, when
Yeah.
you say I would die on the side of the road before I call him, to me, that's the dumbest thing in the world. There's no disrespect to you. It's not personal. And that's not personal because I just feel like if you have the support, why not?
Okay, so let me answer that question.
Come on with it, sis.
So
Come on with it, sis. Come on.
I'll finish that story. So I realized that, obviously I done dragged her across the floor. She's crying.
Hear this nonsense? You see? You dragged her across the floor. Women are more violent to their kids than men. That's a high statistic being proven. But because they will go towards more violence than men. They're using the voice. If you've heard this stuff from a man like, hey, stop it. And the kid, I've seen it in myself where I had my friend and I was helping him out and the kid was crying and whatever. And I was like, what are you crying for? You know, keep your inside voice because they were shouting all the stuff. And when the kid around me, kid's quiet. Kid don't make no noise because it's hey, maybe the power of my voice and stuff like that. But when she was like, stop, don't do this, stop, that kid, I don't like that. Hey, stop. Inside voice. Okay, be careful about that. Come on. Stop. Quiet. Quiet. That's why dads are important. Remember, you hear what she's saying. Dragging the daughter across the floor.
Dog crying, like it's just
Call your daddy then.
all hell's breaking loose in my house right now.
Call your daddy.
Yeah, I don't want to. Like I said, I'm skipping because of that.
Look at the description.
But I realized that I was here
Right.
and not able to, fully think through, be rational, calm.
Really?
This is a good time to tag team because
Yes.
I'm here.
This is why you need both parents. Okay? Both. I'll be right again.
I'm here.
Yeah.
And I'm literally shaking. I'm
Now you
stuttering.
standing
I'm
with the
spitting.
baby,
I
like, you
knocked
got-
her over.
you
Like
wildin' out.
You knocked her over.
Yeah,
You
we
wildin'.
here. So this is a good time to tag team my partner.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, okay, he's not your partner, but he's your daughter's father. Just because he's not with you, as the old saying go, he might not be a good boyfriend, but if he's a good dad, let him be the good dad.
Damn.
Exactly.
I got to ask you a question for Jay.
So I said, Jade, my daughter, well, whatever, we already said her name, Jade. I said, call daddy right now. And this is one thing we do.
Yeah.
I do call him daddy. He calls me mommy. So I said, call daddy right
present.
now. So she called daddy. As soon as he picked up, she's like,
I swear to God.
Mommy dragged me across
All right,
the
baby.
table.
What the fuck you do?
mommy. He said,
Put
Dad's
your
get on
mama
the
on your
phone.
phone.
Get on the phone. So he gets on the phone with me. He said, what happened? I told him what happened. He said, take a breath, which I appreciated because I did need to
Calm down.
That's
Bro,
all
pause
this
it,
took
pause it,
for
pause it.
you.
Bro, pause it. Just take
Bro,
a-
so this nigga is in the life to the point where you can't just call him and he picks up. Bro, what the fuck are we?
See, and I let that part go again. I don't like to curse it too much. But at the beginning, if you really watch this, you thought that he was not in the life and he was a deadbeat dad and blah, blah, blah. And the other girl was cheering on like, I've been this and I've been that. You hear it. But the guy's present in his daughter's life. This is why he said, I don't believe that. I got to know more about the story when I say, oh, the father ain't dead. Are there deadbeat dads? I've said it. Yes, there are. But not to the number that a lot of people keep on talking about. I'll just let it go. And Kirsten, I apologize for that.
What are we talking about now? You look crazier.
Hold on, she has to finish the story because there's no way she started the story to tell us that he's indeed in the daughter's life.
And he said, what happened? I told him what happened. And he said, y'all both in there. Y'all both women. You're going to get into this little situation. But take a breath. Ooh. Remember, she's still a child. She still is learning lessons.
Sound like a good nigga to me.
Let me talk to her.
Exactly.
So then I gave the phone.
Nobody
said that.
I mean, if you had to read between the lines a couple seconds ago,
I never met him.
making it seem like the
and
nigga.
I think it's the truth.
Hey,
And the
Sade.
thing is, I don't think people understand that.
I think I just dropped the gym.
What's the gym?
I
Come
said he might be a good father, but not a good nigga.
And that's
he's trying.
And that's some bullcrap too. I hate that. He ain't good father. Okay, whatever. The date you of course have to use the N-word for what I just said. The nicer version of that. Holy smoke! I swear, some people will tell you. Anyway, let's get back to the guy.
I got shit to do with you.
So then he said, okay.
That ain't none of your business. What we breaking up?
You be a horrible
I'ma
nigga,
tell
but
you-
like good for your kid though.
Bro,
Exactly.
right, and that's all that matters.
Let me tell you. No, I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay,
I'ma
wait, hold
listen.
on, Sade. Hold on.
Go
So
ahead,
when we
go ahead.
talked
Let her
about,
finish
when
the
you
story.
said, your comment is stupid, whatever you said about if I was on the side of the road, I wouldn't call him, right?
Yeah. You say you would die on the side of the road before I call him. I said that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because to
But clearly
me,
he's a good father.
Thank you.
Because to me, I figured it out all on my own already.
Holy flipping hell. Seriously?
Are her parents brother and sister? Can you please leave now? Oh, now I get it. She's a moron.
This is why you don't. Some of your friends be toxic as hell. Oh my goodness.
Hi, content creators.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, shut
my
up!
Like I said, it's just stupid. It's just stupid.
for me, who's had this child on my back,
okay,
for 11 going on 12, because you're pregnant for a year.
He was helping you. Let's not pretend the whole strong woman, single mom, whatever. Yeah, according to what you just said, he's in his daughter's life.
So 12 years,
okay,
where we have been down. We've lived here. We've eaten this. We've done that.
Talk
I've had
about
to
it.
rob Peter to pay Paul to get this.
Oh my goodness, I hate. That girl code thing is annoying as hell. Stupid. It's stupid.
I think that's the difference, and that's what I'm saying.
Exactly,
that's the difference,
And
and
that's-
I think that's the difference, and that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
It feels like to me, and again, I had to talk to my mother about this and realize what it was, and I just realized, I haven't had that amount of growth yet.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. Okay.
Is
I respect
to
the
your
honesty and
point,
transparency.
maybe it's a growth, maybe it's an ego,
Okay.
maybe it's
Yes.
a whatever.
I fuck with that.
But to what I said,
Okay.
I would rather die on the side
Bro,
of
why
the road
keep going back to that?
than ask that nigga.
So she's
Why did
acknowledging
she-
its
His
ego.
ego and still
doesn't care.
double down on it.
That's worse.
Yeah, I'm giving examples of thinking, and that's why a lot of men want to make sure that their kids are being protected from nonsense like that. That kind of thinking. He had to get jumped in there. He sounded like a good father, and I did compared to what you just said. Not apparently not. Holy smoke! And a girl in the purple is toxic. Just like Tiffany has, you gotta stay away from people like stuff like that. I try my best to make sure I don't have toxic people in my life. And dudes be saying dumb stuff like, "Oh man, I hit it and quit." Like I've been around with dudes who been like go to strip clubs and stuff. Hey, you want to go to the strip club? I don't want to go to the strip club. It's stupid. I got people who's like, "Oh man, I don't wear a condom because it's like you don't wear a raincoat to take a shower." No, you don't wear a raincoat to take a shower. But the problem is that if the shower is toxic, I would think you want to have something to protect you, dumbass. Golly. That's how stupid some of this thing is. All right. And before we get into the last part of the story here, I want to play this last part here. The laws are not set up for men. Okay? It is not. It's horrible. It's disgusting. Listen to this part right here of a young man who was mentally disturbed, just like I said, like how Augustine and Jada did. And of course, he became a criminal. But look what happened. Well, look what the law is doing to this young man. And I am not a part of the whole scene like, oh man, I wish my teacher could have, because there's been a lot of female teachers raping a lot of young men. But nobody wants to talk about that. And when they get caught, they're like, oh man, she looks fine like that. No, she's mentally disturbed. And the kid is also going to get mentally disturbed. Why would you having sex with a young kid? Just like I would say for a man. Hey, dude, she's under 18. Do not touch at all. 18 above, you're consenting adult. After that, you're not. Don't do that. I will be on a man for doing stupid stuff like this. But here's the problem. We know that they threw the book at the man and he would be under the jail cell. And cool, if he went inside, he would get killed. But here's the situation about this young man. And you tell me, does this make any daggone sense? Okay? You tell me if this make any sense. Listen to this story.
Involving a man who was a victim of statutory rape when he was 14 years old. His name is Nick Olivas, and when he was 14, he had a sexual relationship with a 20-year-old. Now, it's important to keep in mind that according to Arizona state law, children younger than the age of 15 are not able to consent as an adult under any circumstance. So, as you know, this was a case of statutory rape. And the law did go after the 20-year-old woman who had a sexual affair with him. Now, regardless of the fact that he was a victim, it turns out that the state is now going after him for child support. Apparently, the woman who had sex with him when he was 14 got pregnant, and he didn't know about it until 6 years later. And then they contacted him and said, hey, you know what? You actually owe $15,000 in back child support.
No, son of a bitch!
$15,000, and he didn't even know he had a kid. And he was young, and he was the victim. Holy
Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
That is crazy. That is crazy.
There is a good reason why there's a statute of limitations for other offenses so that you don't wait around.
But listen, one of the things about cases like this that gets my blood boiling a little bit is people will go, oh, this poor 15-year-old boy with a 20-year-old girl. I wish I were 15.
Right.
And the reality is that the outcomes on these young males are not good. And we don't really know, is it the fact that they were sexually abused that make the outcomes no good, or are these women picking males that are at risk? This kid, he did have some criminal, was arrested in July for some criminal damage. He was, when he was picked out by this devious woman, you know, I guess, should we say allegedly? I can't say allegedly because we know there's a baby. When she picked out this kid, his mom had just died, if I remember right. Is that the history?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Evie, this woman really is something, isn't she?
Yes, that's why I'm just looking at this mother, and if I were him, I would get a lawyer and I would do everything I could to get something on this woman. This is so inappropriate and so wrong. This is where you see the law being twisted and the...
So he was 14, 6 years later, he's 20 now. $380 come out of your check for something that you didn't even know about? The hell?
NANI?
Oh my goodness.
Offender, the bad guy, is getting away with it. And these are one of those times where the legislation is just not working right.
So I will say it again, that these boys end up having bad outcomes. There's a lot of aggression and criminality and whatnot later. And we don't know, is it the result of being sexually abused or that these women have picked guys that are at risk? Either way, it doesn't make them better, that's for sure, and the outcomes are not good. So those of you that feel that, oh, we shouldn't feel too terrible for this 15-year-old boy, yeah, think again. It does traumatize him. It does traumatize these kids. Mark, is there anything he can do?
Of course. Unfortunately, no, but I'll tell you this, I'm surprised that the people on the panel here think he should be ordered to pay. I think there needs to be a exception which would preclude someone who's been a victim of assault from having a financial obligation down the road.
So you hear what he said? Some people in the panel. Okay, we know she didn't say that. So that only left two people, the black woman and white woman up here, because these three are in console. That's how crazy the world is. It seriously is. But come on, seriously? Oh my goodness. Again, that's why I try my best. Young guys, again, do not let sex put you in some situation. Of course, this young man was raped he was statutory rape, so let's not pretend that. He was that, and it's a sad situation, sad moment. Understandable. But for a woman to come ask for child support after you went and did this heinous act to this kid, and he didn't know he had a child. He's a kid. Despicable. Despicable. That's why I say evil comes in all shapes, color, size, heights, gender, sexuality, nationality, ethnicity, location. It makes no difference. Evil is just plain evil. My goodness, man. So, with that said, now we're going to finish with the talk. What I said, parents, please be active in your child's life in school. You had the child, so that's a part of your job in the first place. Now, I want to talk about this stupid bill of Don't Say Gay bill. The bill never says that. That's not the name of the bill. But you have two people who do stuff. Now, as a libertarian, I don't in a way like that we're writing a law for something that's this simple. I hate that we've got to write laws for simple etiquette nowadays. So I'm not 100% on DeSantis' side or the Republican side because I don't like the bill to be for that. But apparently, because of what the Democrats are doing, it's just as bad as crazy. So let's break down the daggone bill. You want to know what's in the Don't Say Whatever Gay bill, that's not what the bill is about. We're going to take it down, and I'll show you what, like DeSantis said, I showed a video last time, show you what these are the materials they're putting into these little kids' libraries and teaching these kids, which is despicable and disgusting. Teach them about arithmetic, teach them about math, teach them about writing, teach them about reading. Read simple stuff, please. Not this crap. Let's go through it.
Civil Rights and Education Bill into law. You may know it as the Don't Say Gay bill. That's what many in the liberal media have been calling it. From the Associated Press, to USA Today, to the New York Times, to Forbes, to ABC, to NPR. You get the gist. Yeah. Why is everyone afraid of Don't Say Gay? Maybe because if they say it 3 times, they'll summon gay Beetlejuice. Critics of the law say it will harm LGBTQ youth by shunning representation and inclusion in classrooms, putting the mental health and safety of this group at risk.
It won't, but let's continue.
Meanwhile, many on the right call it an anti-grooming bill, one that's meant to protect young children from coercive leftist theories on gender and sex.
I see what they're saying that, but let's call it, like I said, I don't like people call it the name of this. Let's call it what it is and be straight about it, which we're going to get down to. We're going to show you and get down to the nitty gritty of this.
So are either of those things true?
Not
Let's start
really,
with what
no.
people on the left are saying about the law. By calling it the Don't Say Gay law, opponents imply it prevents teachers in Florida from
I swear. So, God loves all children, not just the straight white ones. Okay. What I got to do with the bill? I don't get it. It's okay to say gay. That's not what the bill is about. Governor Santos love, not hate. Say, what kind of nonsense are y'all putting up there? It's stupid. It's just like the stupid woman who said we should not do this for this kid up in Lowndes County in Virginia, when the kid, anally sodomized a little girl. They removed him, sent him to another school, and he did it again. I thought you're supposed to be for the girls, and for some reason you're not. But anyway, I digress.
anything gay related, or as Saturday Night Live presented it,
the law actually means that you can't acknowledge that gay exists at all.
That's not what the law says. But again, they use the media and Hollywood. You see Hollywood, I call it Hollywood. No, I'm not calling it Hollywood, it's Hollywood. Because they're freaking nut jobs. Right, kids?
It'll be hard for Florida to acknowledge that gay doesn't exist at all, though, considering Key West and South Beach are 24/7 pride parades.
Basically.
The White House said Florida's law attacks LGBTQI+ kids.
How?
And makes growing up harder, which would be doubly challenging because remember, these kids already have to face growing up in Florida.
What we're looking at here is a bill that would propagate misinformed, hateful policies and impact children. A bill that would discriminate against families, against kids, put these kids in a position of not getting the support they need at a time where that's exactly what they need. Is discriminatory. It's a form of bullying. It is horrific.
A rep for
Motherfucker. That don't even make no goddamn sense.
For ACLU Florida said it's meant to stigmatize LGBTQ youth and family members and to make teachers fearful of providing a welcoming and inclusive classroom.
We don't need to know your sexuality. It's irrelevant to teaching. Of course it is. Just like in the workplace where people say, oh, well, you need to know. I don't care Steve has a boyfriend named John. That's not my business. Can Steve lift up 50 pounds? Yes. Okay, you're not effing John on the job point, so we don't care about that. I never understood that. My boss never asked me, oh, well, you know, hey, are you straight or you get? They didn't care for that. Can you do architecture? Can you do that? You have the degree. Can you work these hours? Yes, I can. That's it. That's it.
Advocacy organization Equality Florida said it effectively bans instruction of LGBTQ youth, family, and history in early grades and regulates it in all grades. They also accused DeSantis of using the legislation to shore up his extremist base. All this sounds pretty bad until you start looking into it and realize that, for example, 61% of all Americans supported the Florida law when they were shown what it actually said.
Shocking. Really? If you read the bill, like the same one in Atlanta, Georgia, with the whole, they're trying to say, but oh, this is Jim Crow laws because of the voting rights and everything. If you read the bill, surprisingly, you will find out that it's got nothing to do with the whole gay thing.
That's according to the right-leaning Public Opinion Strategies poll. And a Politico Morning Consult poll found that 50% of respondents supported banning teaching about sexual orientation and gender identity in kindergarten through third grade, versus only 34% who opposed it. In other words, when it comes to this Florida law, people are only afraid of it until they learn what's actually in it.
Oh, no.
Then it makes them feel better. So it's basically the opposite of hot dogs. But still, many on the left say the bill is a hateful challenge to basic human rights that is supported by extremists and designed to target, stigmatize, and attack LGBTQ kids.
Which is what? Less than 1% of the population? Why 99% got to be bashed over the head for less than 1% of the population? All right? This is not what we're supposed to be talking about. I'm not against the LGBTQ people. I don't like that you're forcing stuff, but if you want to do that and live your life, go right ahead. Live your life. Be a homosexual. I don't care. Just like you don't care that I'm a straight person. So let's just go with that. But it's ridiculous. And if you look at, if you take, and again, using critical thinking now, if you take their same strategy to say not teach sexual orientation, it's also, you could say it's a don't say straight bill. River Simone, you idiot. Because it's not, you ain't supposed to teach sexual orientation. That is for the parents. Let the parents teach them. If the parents want to teach that stuff, let them do it. We've seen how some of that worked out, but let them do it. Excuse me. It's their kids. They brought them into the world. Let them do that. But that's not for the teachers to do at all. At all.
It also supposedly prevents school employees from acknowledging that gayness exists or saying the word gay.
No.
I'll have what the right says about it right after this short commercial break.
Of course. And it literally, here's a commercial. For the audio people out there who can't who listen to this to Spotify, Anchor, Stitcher, and all this stuff, the commercial is LGBTQ plus healthcare on your terms, which is what? Which is what?
Is healthcare with trans people in mind.
Not really.
Not as an afterthought. Not as an inconvenience.
Not really. Okay, you know what? Yeah, too much for me. Sorry.
Welcome back. The left has been framing a Florida bill and now law as the Don't Say Gay bill. They've called it hateful, a challenge to basic human rights, and say that it's designed to target LGBTQ youth. So what does the right have to say about it? Well, the right has been mainly playing defense to the left's attacks.
They always do because they ain't got no balls. But anyway, go ahead.
They accuse the left of using fear-mongering tactics to distort what the bill actually says.
I won't say fear-mongering, just straight up lies.
Which, even if that's accurate, politicians accusing other politicians of fear-mongering and lying is like Burger King accusing McDonald's of using heat lamps. You don't have much of a leg to stand on there, since you're about to lose it to diabetes from all the fast food. Anyway, they also accuse opponents of not even having read the bill, which is odd because it's only 7 pages long. That's not legislation I typically call TLDR.
And I'm gonna say what I gotta say. I want more bills to be like this because I read the bill. 7 pages is great. Not no freaking 14,000 pages or 1,400 pages of crap like the Affordable Health Care Act, which was 70,000 pages. Nobody read that. That's why Nancy Pelosi's famous quote was, "We have to pass the bill to find out what's in the bill." How about you read the bill so you know what's in the bill before you pass the bill? You crotchety old lady, you
piece of loser.
Florida Representative Joseph Harding is one of the sponsors of the bill.
I want all kids to feel safe at school, but that also has nothing to do with this bill. House Bill 1557 lets parents access their kids' school records more easily, prevents school districts from adopting policies that keep information away from parents. And here's the controversial part. The bill directs school districts, and I'll quote from the bill right here, to not encourage classroom discussion about sexual orientation or gender identity and primary grade levels.
Representative Harding wants parents to decide what's appropriate for their kids.
Oh, really? Shocking.
Hence the official name, Parental Rights in Education Law.
That is the official name of the bill, not the Don't Say Gay bill crap that Peter Hollywood.
Harding goes on to explain what exactly the sponsors mean by not encouraging classroom discussion about sexual orientation or gender identity.
The bill is designed to keep school districts from talking about these topics before kids are ready to process them. Kids can and they will talk about whatever they want at school. Exactly. We just want to make sure teachers promote that discussion at the right age level. And we want to make sure that parents are kept in the loop.
Exactly. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said one of the reasons this bill is needed is that primary school teachers in Florida were introducing students to the genderbread person. Feel free to pause the video and take a good look.
Let's take a good look. The genderbread person. Oh, y'all with your clever puns that are just so daggone horrible. Gender is one of those things everyone thinks they understand. What?
What? What the fuck?
But most people don't. Like Inception, gender isn't binary. Holy crap. This is what they teach you to your kids? It's not, and it's not either or. In many cases, it's both and. What? Somebody to help you with your daggone thing. A bit of this, that, a bit of this, a dash of that, and tasty little guide is meant to be appetizer for gender understanding. It's okay if you're hungry for more. In fact, that's the idea. What? Okay. So, gender identity indicates a lack of what's on the right. What? What? How how you in your how you in your head define your gender based on how much you align or don't align with the understanding options of gender. They they do this just so they could confuse the kids. Cause this is just trash. You don't even say what you gotta say. Holy smokes. The heck is this? Plot plot a point on both continuum in each category to represent your identity. Combine all ingredients to form your genderbread man. Your genderbread. Ugh. Ugh. I was gonna say that, but whatever. Gender expression. So let me see. Man, woman, two spirit. Okay, let's go back to the order. Man, woman, two spirit, gender queer. But then you have womanness and you have binary, even though you said it's not binary. It's so critical thinking, people. The way you present gender through your actions, dress, and demeanor, and how those presentations are interpreted based on gender norms. Female masculinity, butch, femi, androgynous, gender neutral. Okay, and of course, biological sex. The physical sex characteristics you are born with and develop, including genitalia, body shape, voice pitch, body hair, hormones, chromosomes, etc. Male, female, intersex. What the heck is that thing? Female? Like, what the hell is that? Y'all seen it on the screen. I don't even know what the heck that is. Sex attracted to nobody. Woman, female, femininity, nobody. Male, men, males, masculinity. Romantically attracted to. Okay, let me help you out with this nonsense. You're still giving binary options here in the damn thing. Womanness, manness, femininity, masculinity, femaleness, maleness. Sexual attracted to nobody, attracted to everybody. Romantic attracted to everybody. Oh Lord.
The first time I've seen discussion about genitalia on a cookie.
Yep.
Outside of a bachelorette party.
True.
DeSantis said the misleading way opponents talk about the bill is meant to shift the focus away from what they actually support.
For example, they support sexualizing kids in kindergarten. They support injecting woke gender ideology into second grade classrooms. They support enabling schools to, quote, transition students to a, quote, different gender without the knowledge of the parent, much less without the parent's consent.
That right there.
What? What the fuck?
I have a big problem with. Without the parents, and we're gonna get to show. I'm gonna show you. You should know me by now. I got my receipt. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna show you that. But I also want to show stuff because of what are the words they're using in school. But let's continue.
And so what they're doing with these slogans and these narratives is they are trying to camouflage their true intentions.
And so now some on the right are calling it an anti-grooming bill, including DeSantis's press secretary. And I don't mean grooming like hair. Some Republicans obviously love that type of grooming.
Okay.
In this case, grooming describes how a sexual predator, for example, a pedophile, would prepare their target for sexual contact. So,
and also let me remind some people out there about this. in this situation. Let me remind you of this. Ron DeSantis was running against a guy. John DeSantis is a Republican and is Hispanic as well too, but they don't want to talk about that part. But also, he ran against Andrew Gillum. Who was Andrew Gillum? A black man who pretended to be a straight man, who also was a drug, who was also caught, alleged, I ain't saying that crap he was caught with drugs with a male stripper. Oh no. And they would keep on pushing this nonsense if he got elected. Florida, you missed. Thank you. You at least y'all voted the right way in most cases. And it shouldn't be this way. The kid, again, let the parents do whatever. If you're parents of gay kids, you teach your kids that, and then you move on. But that's the parents' job, not the teachers, not the school, and not this nonsense we just read in the screen with a gingerbread man crap. It's crazy.
Right looked at what the left was doing and said, hey, they're distorting the truth with a catchy inflammatory slogan. That's not fair. We should do it too. And while it looks like DeSantis' press secretary was being at least somewhat tongue-in-cheek, I'm not sure using the left's words against them is working out for the right. So is it don't say gay or anti-grooming? What does the bill actually say? I'll tell you after this short commercial break.
Let's see, we'll see. So we could see that.
Welcome back. So what does the parental rights in education law actually do? Does it prevent teachers from saying gay?
No.
Does it protect students from being groomed?
No.
Does it summon gay Beetlejuice?
No.
The answer is none of the above. I've read the bill, which again is only 7 pages long, and here's what the bill actually says. Classroom instruction by school personnel or third parties on sexual orientation or gender identity may not occur in kindergarten through grade 3 or in a manner that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students in accordance with state standards. Supporters of the law point out that sexual orientation doesn't just cover talking about being gay. There are other sexual orientations, including being straight. But hey, who said catchy inflammatory slogans were good at giving context? So technically, this could also be called the don't say straight
Exactly what
bill.
I said. If you critically
if you say
think
straight 3 times in a mirror, the ghost of Wilt Chamberlain will appear behind you.
Stop.
Meanwhile, critics of the law point out that the term instruction is vague. Would a kindergarten teacher be prevented from reading the students a book where the main character has 2 dads? The bill's sponsors haven't answered that question.
I would
The
say
sponsors
yes,
of the bill
but
have
whatever.
said that the text of the bill does not prevent teachers from answering questions about, say, a fellow student's 2 mothers.
Exactly.
All it does is restrict the official curriculum, which is still vague. At a Florida Senate hearing last month, one senator gave the example of a math problem involving Johnny's 2 dads. Senator Baxley reportedly said that this was exactly what the bill aims to prevent. Because if there's one thing Florida won't stand
the damn
for,
problems.
it's math.
Well, no, it's not math. I know you joke, but why sneak it into that stuff? Just teach the daggone kids the stuff they're supposed to teach, and not that nonsense. At that age, no, let the parents talk about the sexual stuff. I don't want it to be straight or say anything about homosexuals or anything, heterosexual or homosexual. Let the kids just be kids. Why are we doing this at this age for?
The law also says that anything that's taught about gender identity and sexual orientation after 3rd grade still has to be age appropriate or developmentally appropriate. Those are subjective measures, though, which is why the law says the Florida Department of Education has to create standards for them by the end of next June, which will be hard because anyone who's eager to help define what is sexually appropriate for elementary school kids maybe shouldn't be within 100 yards of a school.
Exactly.
The rest of the bill builds on the Parents' Bill of Rights Florida passed last year. It says parents should be notified if there is a change in the student's services or monitoring related to the student's mental, emotional, or physical health or well-being.
How is that a bad thing? I don't get that. It's my kids. Let me know what the hell's going on with my kids.
That seems targeted at preventing situations like this one. Florida parents said they found out about their 12-year-old daughter's secret gender identity meetings with elementary school employees only after she attempted suicide.
A phone call on January 5th turned into a nightmare for one Clay County family.
Because our daughter attempted suicide by hanging herself in one of the bathrooms of the school.
The father says his daughter attempted suicide after a gender identity crisis, but he claims he never knew because his daughter was having secret meetings with a school guidance counselor.
Those parents.
That guidance counselor should be fired. Point blank, period. That's why the bill is what it is. That's what I said. I don't want it. That it has to be a bill. I hate it. But it's like right now, a lot of simple things that we used to have, we was taken care of because of normalities in the past have gone bat-ass crazy now. Because we got to write a bill for every simple thing now.
A federal lawsuit against the school district. Other Florida parents have similarly complained about being left in the dark by their school district.
After many weeks of going back and forth with the district, we learned the middle school had created a transgender, gender nonconforming support plan with our 13-year-old daughter without our knowledge or consent.
The new law also requires parents to sign off on any questionnaire or health screening before it's given to their young child.
Exactly.
And finally, it allows parents to file complaints with the school district if the law is being violated and potentially even sue the school district at the district's expense, which isn't even new. Parents complaining and suing is about as American as trying to remain blissfully unaware of what's in hot dogs.
Will you stop that?
All in all, most of it is what it says on the tin, a parental rights and education bill. Unlike a Tennessee bill that literally says, schools shall not locally adopt or use textbooks and instructional materials that promote, normalize, support, or address lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender issues or lifestyles. I could be wrong, but I think that's what an actual Don't Say Gay bill looks like. Opponents have called the Florida law a solution without a problem.
And the only reason, and like I said, that he's correct on that. And the reason they ain't talking about Tennessee, one, because they ain't gonna change the stuff, and two, because they're trying to stop Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis right now has the power to become a president nominee in 2024. And I will tell you this right here. Ain't no way I'm voting for crazy old Biden, because again, I'm a white man in black skin. Can you tell me if I don't vote for him, I am black? So if I didn't vote for the first time, you think I'll vote for the second time? No. And if something happens and Kamala Harris gets in charge, oh boy, I pray for America. I pray that intelligible woman get in there, because she cannot. She got the word salad going all the time. So they're trying to hurt Ron DeSantis now, so he don't step up and do stuff. Like I said, I like the cut of his jib, and I'm looking to see, maybe so. Now again, I'm also go libertarian in a way, but if we're Libertarian Party, please stop putting crackpots in for it, please. I am a proud libertarian, please. I mean, Larry Elder, come on, I know who you couldn't go in California. Run as president, Larry Elder. It's kind of, and again, it's weird how the Democrats in California say, oh, we're for black people, what other stuff, but they did the most racist campaign against a black man and called him a man of white supremacist and all kind of crazy crap. It's weird. And throwing eggs at him in a gorilla suit. Wow, I mean, they're so racist.
They say sexual education and gender identity aren't taught in kindergarten through third grade in Florida anyway. And this is just a political issue being pushed by Republicans.
That's a lie, because let me now show the other part that I showed last time. So remember I said so you can get this. They're trying to get rid of To Kill a Mockingbird and Huck Finn because, oh, it's racist and all this stuff. Yes, the whole point of the book is to show you what racist is, and real racist is, and you gotta, and how to recognize it, how to overcome it. That's what that book is. Read the daggone book. I'm gonna let my kids read the book. Read the book. But they want to take those books out and put in these books in there.
Classic books like To Kill a Mockingbird, but they want things like Gender Queer, a memoir, which is a cartoon.
As I showed before, literally showing dudes grabbing his junk, nakedly kissing another man, all that stuff.
Cartoon-style book with graphic images of children
and showing this nonsense right here. No.
Performing sexual acts. That is
exactly.
wrong. That has no place in the schools. They
They
want to
don't.
eliminate Of Mice and Men, but Lawn Boy, a book containing explicit passages of pedophilia, is somehow accepted as being okay.
So they are doing that. That's the crazy part. Oh, you're just doing it. No. You're doing that. You are doing that. Let's not pretend this dumbass game. Okay?
That argument sounds like what they say about laws that ban critical race theory. That it totally isn't being taught in K through 12. Well, if you want to know how that argument panned out, watch our episode about critical race theory in schools. In short, critical race theory is not directly being taught to kids.
That is true.
It's technically a college level course.
But it's also a stupid course because it literally tells you how to be racist. Just like I said, that white fragility book, the author herself says she's racist. And if you read the book, it literally, I've said multiple times, it makes black and white, black and brown kids or people, we're stupid. We don't know our left hand from our right hand. We don't know nothing. We're stupid. We need the all-encompassing white person to come and save our lives. And black people, brown people are no stupid and no intelligent and pets. So let me tell you how to live your life, dumb people. That book is condescending as hell and racist. But people think, oh, this is the book that needs to tell. The 1619 Project is total hogwash as well, too.
Underlying assumptions from critical race theory are being taught in K through 12.
Yes.
Teachers just don't call it critical race theory.
Nope.
So is this the same kind of argument? Here's the School District of Palm Beach County LGBTQ+ Critical Support Guide. It suggests the following definition for the word transgender for kids in kindergarten through 5th grade. When a baby is born, they are given a gender. Transgender people change their gender once they are old enough to explain to others how they feel about their own gender.
No.
This person may change their name and/or pronoun as well.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
The part of that, all of that is all right, whatever. There's one part in this that does tick me off a little bit. It does get me angry when they say that's crap. The person changed their name or their pronoun as well. How you know I say I mispronounce you? You don't know that. Nobody, and I do mean this, no freaking body talks like that. None. Even in California, when they made it a law, for some stupid reason, they also, the person who was talking it, tried to talk the pronoun stuff, and she could not do it. I played a video of it. She couldn't stop saying he, she, stuff like that. That because she can't do it. Nobody talks like that. Nobody. Oh, you mispronounced. You're wrong because you use the wrong pronouns on me. Okay, how you know that? Because you didn't call me my right pronouns. I wouldn't even use my pronouns if you was in my presence. If you're in front of me, I'm not gonna say, "Hey, she, come here." I'm gonna say, "Hey, Jesse, come here. Hey, John, come here." I won't say she or he or they, because nobody talks like that. This is the crazy part. There was a teacher who did it right, who was smart, but still got suspended, which is some effed up stuff. Because the students was like, "Oh, I gotta get my this and I gotta get that done." I'm like, wait a minute. And so instead of doing the transgender and all that stuff, she just called him by the last name, Johnson. Erased the board, and they still complain. Oh, well, he didn't use my pronouns. It's like, why would as a female teacher? But why would she use the pronoun Johnson? That's your name. I'm using your last name. I'm using what Johnson. Clean the board. You don't say he, where there's a kid or 30 kids in there. He, come here and clean the board. That's not your name. and your pronouns is third person. You're not present when people use pronouns. So why you have that? If you're not around, then I'll say, hey, you saw what James did? Yeah, he didn't understand what's going on. I'm talking to somebody else, and you're not around. If you're around, I'm like, hey, you see what James did? Hey, James, why did you do that? Because I'm not going to say he, because he's there beside me. Nobody talks like that. I hate the pronoun argument. It's stupid. It's dumb, and it's idiotic. They're literally trying to make kids dumber than a bag of hair. That's the one argument. Again, you want to be a transgender. I am not against that, except for little kids. You want to do and hormone blockers and all other stuff. You want to be a lesbian. You want to be a transgender, queer, whatever. After 18 years old, I don't care. Live your life. Enjoy it. Do what you want to do. But you're not gonna get me to. You don't even speak like that. If we say the pronoun, okay, my pronouns is him. Is he, she, a, d, play plus. What are you gonna say? You ain't gonna say that. You're gonna say, hey, did you see? You're gonna say, Tig, hey, Tig, I ain't heard from you in a while. What's going on? You're not gonna say, hey, she, plus. You ain't gonna say that. It's so stupid. The pronoun one is dumb as back crap. It's stupid. Sorry, that's my pet peeve on that one because it's dumb. Nobody talks like that, and even the people who pushes this crap can't talk like that. It's just asinine stupidity.
This guide makes it clear that gender is a social construct that is fundamentally different from sex assigned at birth. Now, I'm not saying that these definitions are necessarily wrong, but they are controversial definitions that are directly influenced by gender theory. So, gender theory, like critical race theory, might not be taught directly in elementary schools. But apparently, the gender theory worldview is, even in kindergarten. And many parents would argue that age 5 is a little young to be struggling with the concept of socially constructed gender.
Exactly.
Especially considering many 5-year-olds still struggle with the concept of going to the bathroom in a toilet instead of their shorts.
Thank you.
The Parental Rights in Education bill was signed into law a little over a week ago, and it has already seen its first lawsuit. Remember the organization Equality Florida I mentioned earlier? They're one of the ones suing the state. They say the law is blatantly unconstitutional and that it violates the First and 14th Amendments.
Says the people who do the exact same thing with the other laws that y'all pass with the nonsense.
The law deliberately employs broad and vague terms, inviting arbitrary and discriminatory enforcement by parents who are designated as roving censors and empowered to sue local school boards for damages based on any violation.
They're roving censors? They're the damn parents. That's crazy, one. And two, broad and vague terms, like the pronouns. Like, oh, I'm non-binary. That's a very broad and vague term. Again, what are you thinking?
So ultimately, this is a case of misinformation versus vague information. No one really knows what's going on, and everyone is angry.
True that.
Honestly, I can't think of a better representation of the Florida public school system. So, what do you think of the Parental Rights in Education law?
You heard my thoughts on it. Again, comment. I see you guys in the chat. We basically, yes, I get it. It's stupid. We got 53,814 people watching. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, some of the comments in it said, Morten RL from Germany, if Florida is struggling so much to pass such a simple, basic legislation, I hate to think how the situation in other states will be. Well, most of the states, they're only doing it in Florida because, again, Ron DeSantis could become the president of the United States, and they're trying to knock him down so he could never go. That, because again, they ain't talking about the Tennessee bill. They ain't talking about the other bills that have this. They're not. What a nightmare. Schools are supposed to be giving children a tool to realize their dreams, not for children tools to become other people's hearsay play. You're correct about that. Thank you also, Renee from London. The fact that you have to cover this on your own channel is such a demanding indignation of the modern American psyche. Thanks always for putting up good content. You're welcome. Sarah Patch from Florida. I wish there were more balanced news reporting like what you just did. The world would be as a better place and funnier place if all other news reporters, like the mainstream media, took you as an example. Keep up the good work. No problem. No problem in that regard. I will keep up the good work as best as I can. Radai, you gotta again. You got semicolon, the two dots over the R. Rudy Reguta. Saying it wrong. I apologize. I do apologize. Saying Reguta in Germany. Whoever made that genderbread person graphic has earned himself the brutal end. Okay, we don't go for violence on this thing, like I said before. John Laurinaitis from New York. It's disturbing how they misleading slogan, "Don't say gay," has been spread so quickly. Well, because it's Hollywood and news media. They don't care. The bill does not advocate for such a thing, but this information spread faster in our society because of social media. Thank God for places like you to talk about the truth. You're welcome in that. Richard Demarez from Florida, Miami, Florida. Schools, government, and other organization. It's had a pop up there. School, government, and other organization need to accept the children are not theirs. Exactly. Parents decide what their children are to be taught socially, and ethically. The schools exist to teach them STEM and the 3 R's. And in fact, that the schools, you would say, are failing at doing just that made this law such a need. Again, I'm not saying we need a law like the other person said before, because it's simple, basic things, but they're making it this hard for no apparent reason. That's the part that just is stupid. Charlotte Sorrent from I feel like the smartest move would to be ignore the symptoms and strike at the cause directly. In other words, prevent the hiring extremists and give parents a greater say in the information to what's going on in school. Once upon a time, not long ago, spreading healthy ideas to society would get exiled, and as in you, we are literally forced out of town by the police. Huh? Okay. I'm hoping that you're talking about because the thing that happened up in Virginia in that regard. Say Peliskin. Yeah, sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. That's my fault. From Poland. Had a conversation with people in my social circle the other day, and this really isn't hard to break down for them. Or how comfortable would you be with your priest talking about these subjects in private with your third grader? I think they got the point after that. Exactly. Constant Tracy. Again, these names. Okay, Tracy. A bunch of teachers they're also in Miami. A bunch of teachers here resign after all grade levels, especially kindergarten and third grades, because they can't teach about sex to young kids under the law, which they should resign, go away. I think this is a pretty good evidence that they were grooming and not educating. I get that and I understand that, but don't play the games with those people in that regard. Just don't do that. Don't follow around with that stuff. Let's see. Jack Pelosi from Washington D.C. Long answer: no. It is not called the Don't Say Gay bill. That's just something Democrats coined to make it sound more intolerable than what it actually is. It has to do with the normalization talk of sexuality with the kids in kindergarten. Which again, I don't want none of I don't want it straight. I don't want it gay. Don't, because even the straight you could over sexualize it. Again, are we doing this for what? Less than 1/2 of 1% of a population? I don't like that. But anyway, excuse me. We should not be. This should not be something that parents want to teach or any other adult them talk about to talk about their kids. It shouldn't even be mentioned until they get older, obviously, because the kids don't think of sexuality, not at that age. You're correct about that. That's why, like you stated, they should learn this from their parents and no other places until they get maybe high school. You talk about reproduction and the body systems. That makes more sense. But at that age, no, not many years after that. It's sickening to see these people even want to talk to kids about this. It's not like they can't say it. When I went camping with my friend James this weekend, when referring to their partner, they can't exactly. It's like I went. They gotta say I went with my partner this weekend, which is a man. Like I went with James. Like they find clever ways to do it. Like you said. Hey teacher, if I was there, like, what you did this weekend? Well, I went with me and my family, we went out to have some fun. That's it. Yes. And if it does not need to be there. It does not discuss anything sexual orientation, you weirdos. Shout out to you for that one. Cisco Patel from Miami, Florida. One only needs to look at the videos teaching these teachers making a TikTok and to release something. Yeah, like the other because the other teacher was like, she said, but I played a video where she's like, I'm non-binary. She's not a they, she's a they and all that stuff. She's like, bless my non-binary heart. Oh, you are mentally messed up woman. You're gonna be single and lonely for the rest of your life unless you find some crazy other woman to be there. Get the cats ready because that's just what you are. You should not be a teacher either. In today's teachers seem to be more interested in coming out to toddlers than actually teaching something of value. It also seems that if you come out, you are shielded from a lot of criticism about your moral character. And why don't you just be a good person? That's all they gotta do. Simple. I don't know why people are doing all this crazy stuff. Kyle Freeman, it's interesting how that often when talking politics about legislation, they keep raving around about all the good and bad effects going to have, yet they rarely say how. That is true. That is true. Abe Collode from Washington, D.C. is just a stepping stone for teaching kids to be an adult, can be friends to minors. I don't like being biased, but these liberals are going out of their minds. I'll tell you it again. Everybody's gonna be biased. You can't have not a non-biased thing saying in this world. Robert Kohler from New York. It should be illegal to influence kids like this. They already have such a messed up world to look forward to. Let them be kids. Like I said before, Renee Castell from also New York. Let our kids be kids. And also, I too, after watching your podcast multiple times, I have come to the point to see that you are correct that not all dads are deadbeat dads, as you pointed out in this episode. I have found out many of my friends wanted to be in their kids' lives, but the mothers were making it very difficult for them and sometimes put them behind jail. Again, let's use critical thinking. Thank you there. Let's use critical thinking in that. Let me get it straight. You put the father on child support. The government gets 66 cents on the dollar for every child support that goes towards the mother. Okay, we know that the child don't go there. In the last episode, I showed about Black China, who the kid Rob and Tiger paid $1,000 for their kids, and she's crying, I had to lose I lose 3 cars out of my 5 cars. Single mother problems. You had leases for expensive cars that you should have never had in the freaking first place because you want to flex. And of course, you lied about my flex. My biggest flex is taking care of these kids. You have the kids for 1 to 2 days a week. They're with their fathers. God bless them. The fathers were good. I think Tiger and Ron made a dumb decision to have a kid with you. But hey, they had a kid out of it. They stepped up and they take care of their kid. Respect to that. But let me get this straight. They're on child support. Then if they can't pay child support, you put the father in jail who still cannot pay child support. How stupid is that system? That's dumb. That's literally dumb. That's literally dumb. Logan Weiss from Washington, D.C. I question why kindergartens to third graders... Stop. Let me not be Kamala Harris now. I question why kindergarten to third grade students, any elementary students, need to know about gender ideology or sexual orientations. They don't. Shouldn't kids wait to hear this stuff from their parents or until they hit puberty? Exactly. That's the way I think of it should be. You're correct about that, Logan. Yeah, your boy Leroy. The boy Leroy from UK, London. As someone who is bisexual, I don't like how teachers are making the education less, but educating kids on their core studies and more about themselves and their personal lives. How kids should view themselves by projecting their values onto them. It's obvious, it's subversive and flat out wrong. I don't parade my homoerotic nonsense around and wear it on my sleeve. I just leave to the kid to figure it out themselves, and instead of grooming them as well. You're correct about that. Halo Pajansi from UK. I've seen people actually say the bill says don't get saved, which we know is the parent rights bill. That's what it's called in that regard. Kemoy Storm from New York. Hopefully that young man that came to America gets they do. It's crazy that a lady just out of nowhere just talked to him and berated him and he lost his life. It's sad to say that. I hope people find the horrible person who did this, and I wish also the woman should go the same amount of years in jail as well too. I wish for that, but we know that's not gonna happen. But yeah, I get this. It just don't feel right. Of course, you got a couple more people. The Naka Koreans from New York, great show. Like I said, I skip over the great shows and stuff like that because it's just little simple stuff right there. In that regard, but I'll read this as the last one before we call it. As we're gonna call it a night. I'll read this one here from. Give me a second. Let me just play. Oops, wrong music. As we wrap it up tonight. Stop. Pam Pavuni. None of this would happen if these teachers actually did their jobs. But I want to shout out to you because it made me laugh, but I understand where you're coming from. And you make perfect sense when you said about the pronouns. Nobody talks like that. I never really put it together, but thank you for showing that. No problem, because nobody talks like that. Nobody talks like that at all. So it's crazy. And then, here's how crazy it is. So it is in Tampa. Disney talking about, oh, we're going to do this 50% representation for 1% of the population. I don't get that either. That's over-representation. We don't care. And we don't need to be in our face they're going to say, we're not going to say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, but if you're transgender into another. That's about a kid when they say, well, there's no binary and all that stuff. You want to recognize transgender women, okay? But they're transgender to a woman. They're not transgender into a mic or a phone. They're transgender into a woman or a man. So it still makes boys and girls makes sense. But the logic is gone, and also, again, they don't think like that. They don't. And again, like I stated before, nobody talks like that. So, thank you guys out there. We got up to 59,452. Thank you for that. Again, remember, in the link descriptions in temporary from whatever. If you want to help us out on YouTube, again, go to YouTube, help us in the algorithm. You can comment, like, dislike, do what you want, subscribe, hit the notification bell, just help us out in the algorithm. But if not, again, thank you for people giving me a time here. We on temporary Radio T3/Radio T3. We on Twitch TV, Project Open Mic. In the description box, of course, you have all the audio podcasts. If people are busy with the audio and you don't, or your data's crazy, you want something less data heavy, listen, you can go to Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor. Again, the link's in the description. Listen to podcasts, okay? With that said, again, thank you for giving me a time, your ear, and your mind, and keep it open to help out with all this stuff. Like I said before, evil comes in all shapes, size, color, creed, sex, height, gender, nationality. Makes no difference. Evil's evil. Check us out tomorrow on Project Open Mic side chat. Basically, back again 9:15 to 9:30. The guys, and maybe you guys could do some more comments. I read it because it was a lot of comments, and I wanted to point it out on that. Again, also check out our locals page and Rumble page as well too. Yes, not been worked on a lot, but hopefully we get to more of that. And also be a better link tree, of course, in the future. With that said, again, thank you for giving me your time on that. Remember, people are stupid. As I just showed you many things. But individuals are smart. Be that smart individual. Man, protect yourself. You're the only person who can protect yourself. Like I said, for me, all I can control is my hands, my feet, and my thoughts, and that's about it. Don't do no stupidness to protect nobody that is not worth protecting, okay? Don't go to jail because of some woman. Ain't no way I'm doing that. Unless it's my wife or my daughter or something, I gotta figure out what's going on. I'm gonna do that. But other than that, I'm a mom and everything. But other than that, no, I'm not gonna put myself in a situation. Not everybody needs protection. They're evil in all genders, right? So be careful out there. Y'all have a good night. Kiss in the storms. Hope you guys are protected and be cool. Catch y'all later. Tomorrow, a side chat. If not, catch y'all next week for the next episode of Project Open Mic. Peace.